Hello, 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 everyone.
Look, it's us. We're back.
Yeah. How's everyone
Almost
doing?
on schedule. Almost on schedule.
It
Not
happens.
quite, but very close.
Yeah, it happens.
We're back again reading Return to the Pit, which, by the way, I have a paper version of it now, but I'm not going to use it because the phone is much more convenient.
Yeah, because it will get you to your pages quicker.
Yeah. I mean, why flip through 20 pages when I could just hit click here on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, we work smarter, not harder around here. And on that note, how many gallons is in a liter? Any? Is it a half gallon?
Uh, how many
Why
gallons are
ask
in a
Google when I could
liter?
ask why ask Google when I could ask random strangers on the internet?
Exactly. uh, I don't know. Not off the top of my head.
Wow. I need someone who's not American to tell me if there are any gallons in a liter, or if a liter is like a half gallon or something.
Let's see. How many liters are in a
Man,
gallon?
but I wanted to ask a random stranger on the internet.
You were wondering how many liters were in a gallon?
Basically, yeah.
1 liter is in no, 1 gallon equals 3.7 liters.
Okay. So I just had a third of a gallon of hot chocolate.
I
Cool.
see.
Cool. I forgot to hit that handy dandy like button, which I encourage everyone else to also not forget to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm remembering where we were. I think that we are on day two, and
I
they just got back to the past pit.
think
The
so.
past, yeah. Pretty sure. I'm just gonna read from the top of the page we left off on, and we can figure it out from there.
That's fair.
Okay. Okay. Excuse me. I must like make my throat feel better with this remaining hot chocolate. Eat a friend mug. Okay, what was I? Quick as anything, you dash over and immediately jump into it, which I'm assuming is the ball pit. It doesn't seem quite so deep this time, nor does it seem quite so icky. The dust, the worries about pink eye, the smell, it kind of doesn't, it kind of all doesn't matter as you count to 100. Sorry, I had a stroke reading that and died.
It happens.
You cross your fingers and pop your head back up to find yourself at that Fazbear's place, which is a quote and not me forgetting how to read, totally.
Totally.
A wave of relief washes over you as you realize this is something that can be repeated, that you actually can have an amazing summer, that everything can be bright and cheerful and neon. This is huge. You try to see if Chip and Mike are anywhere, and while on the hunt, you check out more of the games and the space. You even manage to catch a glimpse inside of the office where a conveniently located wall calendar informs you that it is the year 1985. That should be kind of terrifying to learn, but it's only all the more exhilarating. You're officially in the past, and it's awesome! Woo! Chip and Mike find you, and you think it's pretty awesome to have people actually look for you. Chip's hair is sprayed and gelled into that perfect floof on his head, and Mike is wearing a Back to the Future t-shirt. They grin at you, and of course you grin back. Hey, Oz, says Chip. Oz? Like in The Wizard of Oz. No one's ever called you that before? You think of all the names the kids at school have called you, and none of them because they like you. All of them to upset you. But a proper nickname by people who like you, that's amazing. Everything's amazing because they love the word amazing in this book.
Yeah.
They do now, you say, and your grin is so big that your cheeks hurt. Going from no friends to friends who just gave you a cool nickname? Best summer. Oh, there's more. Sorry. Best summer ever. No offense, Ben.
I see.
We
Poor
ordered
Ben.
pizza. We had to. Huh?
I
Huh?
said
What?
poor Ben.
No offense, Ben. Okay, he's not allowed to be offended because Oz made a point to say no offense to Ben.
Fuck Ben. Ben's
He's
a
not
hoe.
allowed to be offended. What?
I said fuck Ben. Ben's a hoe.
We ordered pizza. Way too much, so you're sharing it with us, says Chip. It's an order, not a suggestion. And even though you've had your slices at Jeff's, You are so not going to disobey such a tasty command. Okay, that was really weird out of context.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just came back from watching that show about Nickelodeon stars.
Yeah.
So, weird things taken out of context is where my mind is at right now. Sorry.
It happens.
As the three of you head over to Chip's booth, you notice that Yellow Rabbit's still standing in its corner, just staring. How weird. And aren't mascots meant to circulate, play with the kids, do something more than stand in one spot and stare? Not creepy at all, Yellow Rabbit. Not creepy at all. The pizza. That was the book, not me. The pizza
No, I gotcha.
arrives just as you sit down, and all three of you dig in. You know, Mike says, between bites, when I was little, I loved Freddy Fazbear's Band. I even had a stuffed Freddy I used to sleep with. Now I look up at the stage and those things give me the creeps. It's weird, huh? How stuff you like as a little kid gets creepy when you're older. Chip helps himself to another slice. Like clowns. Or dolls, adds Mike. Or rabbit mascots, you think to yourself. But you don't say it, because it's not like it's like neither Chip nor Mike have noticed it in the corner, and that's a little weird. And you don't want to talk about anything weird.
I mean,
The three of you do, huh?
I was just gonna say, if that was me, I would have instantly pointed out the weird rabbit in the corner.
Yeah, or that thing points in the corner so everyone can look and be like,
Yeah.
whoa, what the heck?
Yeah.
That would honestly be kind of funny. I wish there was a choice that you could make to point out the rabbit or not point out the rabbit, because I want to know what happens if you point out the rabbit.
Yeah.
The three of you do good work on the pizza, and in no time at all, you finished it and are back in the arcade area. You feel kind of guilty as you head over to Skee-Ball, that they've been paying for everything. But just as you arrive at the game, you feel a weight in your pocket. You reach in and pull out a handful of game tokens. You glance at the pile to see if there's a golden one. No luck. We have a golden token, though, because we took one at the beginning of the game. I remember that. And we're also still wearing our beautiful yellow rabbit ears.
Yeah, I thought they got knocked off at some point.
No. We're still wearing our yellow rabbit ears. No,
Okay.
I'm actually pretty sure we're still wearing our little rabbit ears.
Okay, I
I'm
thought they got
genuinely.
knocked off, but okay.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure we're still wearing our beautiful yellow rabbit ears. Man, I should go get mine out of the spare room. Or the other room. The room I'm not in currently, I mean.
Your room, you mean?
Yeah, my room. Sorry. Leave me alone, okay? I'm high. I mean that jokingly. I'm actually not high.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I've had a liter of hot chocolate. I am high on sugar, okay? I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Uh-huh.
Do you know how many packets of sugar it takes to make a liter? It's 3.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, do I need to leave? I'll leave.
No.
Anyways.
I'm just bullying you.
Wah. You admitted it, everybody. He's bullying me.
Yep.
Game's on me, you announce, and the guys cheer. You play skee-ball and then move on to air hockey, which you learn you are super fantastic at. I would almost say that you are awesome at it. So much that you get top of the leaderboard and win a ton of prize tickets. Dude, you need to choose a prize. You nod and go over to the prize counter. Everything is kind of junk, but it's cool junk. There are a few things that catch your eye. The coolest and most practical thing is a flashlight. Excuse me, which you can actually use. There's a Freddy Fazbear action figure, which looks just like your drawing that could be a fun souvenir of your time travel adventures. Last, there's a pair of yellow bunny rabbit ears, which of course remind you of the ones currently sitting atop our head.
I see.
Do we want the flashlight or do we want the action figure? Because we're not taking the yellow ears. Flashlight! You all think the flashlight is actually a pretty cool prize for a place like this, and you pack it away in your backpack. The conversation turns to movies, but you keep glancing over at the corner, looking at the rabbit. Seriously? You liked the Eternal Song? It was so boring, Mike is saying. You're not really paying attention. Oh, come on, it's good. You just have crap taste, right, Oz? Chip says. You hear your new nickname, but it doesn't fully register until he asks you again. Oh, yeah. Dude, Mike says. What? Chip is laughing. See, he agrees you have crap taste. Shoot, you hadn't actually heard the conversation. Now you feel bad. Well, what movies do you like then? Mike asks, scoring in the air hockey. The lights flash and there's a sound of the recorded cheering of a crowd. I can almost hear it now, kind of like when you beat a knight in some math.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yay!
Yeah. That's what I was
Um,
thinking that.
you realize this is a complicated question. You could say you like those old monster movies since those are even older than in the 80s, but if you say that, they might think you're a huge nerd. But you can't say any movies from after 85, and it's not like you kept track of exact movie dates. You decide to take a swing and hope you're right. E.T. question mark? Dude, that's from like 3 years ago. You need to seriously get out more. Do they not have movie theaters where you're from? Sure they do. They also have Netflix and YouTube and TikTok, but you can't tell them that, of course.
Wait, does it actually say that?
Oh yeah, it does. That's a quote.
I see. I thought you were just saying that.
No, no, that's a quote from the book.
I see.
It's still a good movie,
Give me a
you say
second.
quietly. Huh?
Hold on.
No, you're good. Alright, where was I? It's still a good movie, you say quietly. You're embarrassed and so used to being bullied for your taste that you can feel your cheeks turning red. Yeah, it totally is. But let's make a plan to go see a new movie together so we can get you into the future, says Chip with a smile. You look at him. No mean comment? No, just quick teasing and then a plan to hang out more? You're not used to this. You wish you could actually go to a movie theater with these guys. Well, maybe you can. You don't actually know if you're able to leave the arcade or not. There's a thought. Could you explore the whole 1985 version of your town? Could you go further, like to a big city, to New York or LA? Could you see what the whole world was like in 1985? And could you do it all and still be back at Jeff's in time for Dad to pick you up? The possibilities are kind of endless. Your mind is seriously blown. You could explore the past and the present, or you suppose Chip and Mike's future. Into the future, you say with a bit of a smile. If only they knew.
Honestly, that would be cool.
It would be cool. They need to make another sequel.
What, Into the
Yeah,
Pit, or?
Into the Pit, yeah. Oh wait, I just realized. If this is sticking with the actual story, then they actually can't make that a sequel. Never mind. Sorry.
Well, if the game is canon to the story, Into the Pit apparently survived.
Yeah, but Mike and Chip didn't.
No, they did. We saved them.
Oh, that. Okay, my bad. Sorry, I forgot for a second that there was even an Into the Pit game. Sorry,
No, you're fine.
I thought you just meant the games, like the
Oh,
franchise.
no. I meant the Into the Pit game.
Sorry. I was like, first of all, how do you know that? Second of all,
I'm pretty sure we saved them, right?
I don't. I honestly do not
I,
remember saving either of them. But I'm gonna take your word and say that we did. But I actually don't remember it. I
I'm
don't remember a lot about that game.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot about it either, but I'm pretty sure we saved them.
That's
Or,
weird. It's not. It's not a very memorable game, which is odd because didn't we play it like 3 times?
yeah.
You'd think it'd be more memorable than it is.
Ah,
Whatever. I'm going back to reading.
I gotcha.
Okay, I'm scoping out the scene. I've got tokens on 3 games right now. One of them has to be free. Be right back, says Chip. Yeah, I'll go grab drinks. Oz? Says Mike. I'm good. And you really are. Better than good. For the first time in a long time, you actually feel like you belong. You lean against the air hockey table and look over at the rabbit. It's still staring at you. You're feeling pretty awesome now.
You stupid
pretty
bitch.
anything.
Sorry. He's just standing there thinking that to himself.
I don't. I don't know why that cracked me up so much.
It happens.
Oh man, maybe it is. Maybe I am high on something in the hot chocolate. I don't know who spiked it, but
Or are you just tired?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. We're never gonna make any progress if I don't keep reading. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Oh, real quick though, talking about End of the Pit reminded me. I think in the story, technically he is still alive as well, because in like a later Fazbear's Fright, he's mentioned, but as a shadow.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Look, we just gotta bear in mind that there was also a story where
Matt
Taco
Pat.
got impregnated
No,
by
it
Springtrap.
was Matt Pat.
Oh, it was Matt Pat. Sorry, my mistake. Matt Pat got impregnated by Glitchtrap to make a little tiny Springtrap. So, like,
Yeah.
we don't need to discuss. We don't need to discuss the books, okay?
Yeah. Apparently that was the origin of Glitch Trap.
Yes, yes, and I certainly believe it. I do, but because I actually, unlike everyone around me, I actually read that story.
Yeah.
Like, sat down and read the book specifically because I wanted to know what the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, what's this about Glitchtrap impregnating Matt Pat?
Yeah.
And I looked it up.
I listened to a short synopsis.
Synopsis.
Yes, of the story.
I see. I would like to also remind us all about what they found, which is a book. That's the Springtrap book.
Mm.
I still like to imagine, in case you aren't familiar with that story, because it's not one of the ones that we talk about ever. That one's the some guys are working Fazbear's Frights, and it's basically just FNAF 3.
Mm.
But they see a bunch of hallucinations and stuff, and I sincerely want to believe that the entire time that that's going on, one of them is just really, really high on drugs, and Springtrap is walking around very confused the whole book. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
you screaming and running from over there?
Yeah.
Like, I sincerely want to believe that's what it is. Like, I'm just imagining Springtrap looking around, scratching his head, like, where the heck am I? Then some
Yeah.
guy just goes running past screaming.
Yeah. Speaking of Springtrap, sorry we're getting sidetracked, but apparently in one of the Tales to the Pizzaplex books, they,
Mhm.
for some reason, have a game kids can play where one acts as Springtrap and the other kid. It's hide and seek and one's playing a Springtrap. But for some
Okay.
reason, they actually use a spring lock suit.
I see. I
And
think I've
in
heard about
this,
that.
yeah, in this story, the kid ends up getting spring locked, and everybody doesn't know it. They just think, oh, he's acting super well. No, he's actively dying.
No, he's yeah, he's actively dying. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Talking about
Me too,
Springtrap
buddy.
just
Me
reminded me
too.
of that.
Yeah. I
So,
just think I really need to sit down and write a series of stories that are just alternative versions of like the FNAF books from the animatronics point of view.
yeah.
I really need to do that. I still need to make my Into the Pit one. I'm convinced that Into the Pit, that like sarcastically
Into the
convinced that
put.
Into the Pit, excuse me, that Into the Pit is just he actually genuinely is trying to help you. He's like, I'm trying to show you that there are kids that are dead. Please help them. Why are you screaming?
Yeah.
Wait, where are we? Oh no, there's no parent around. I'm your dad now.
Yeah.
That's what that story was. And then you betray him at the end by trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Wait, son, I am trying to assist. I'm convinced. I still need to write that story.
Yeah.
Anyways, anyways, I'm gonna go back to reading now. We've gotten a little too sidetracked.
I gotcha.
Okay, where was I?
Your
It's
mom.
still staring. It's still staring at you. You're feeling pretty awesome now, pretty much up for anything. Suddenly, it raises its hand and clips its finger at you in that come here kind of motion. You look over your shoulder. Is it signaling you? It looks like it. It's super weird. Okay, do we follow it or do we not follow it?
No, thank you, William. I'm not following you.
No, thank you. I don't want to die. We don't follow the rabbit.
I don't want to follow him. I don't want to listen to his song of "Follow Me."
Follow me, then you'll see.
Just imagine
Follow, 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 follow.
Into the Pit is standing there just singing that.
Okay, first of all, that sounds hysterical. Do it.
Yeah.
You hang. I'm sorry.
No, you're. I just said yeah.
You hang with Chip and Mike a bit longer. They still want to talk movies, and you make a mental note of all of them so you can watch them at home when you get a chance. Eventually, they have to leave. Eventually, they have to leave, and even though you feel like you could just hang out at Freddy's forever, you wait until they're gone and then head over to the ball pit. Sure enough, you pop back out in your own time. Just in time, too, since Dad arrived a few minutes early. You wonder if Jeff's noticed you've been using the ball pit. He probably doesn't care. He probably forgets it even exists.
That's a fake
Dad,
Jeff
you say
still.
as you
Sorry.
come.
I said that's still a fake Jeff. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's still a fake Jeff. Dad, you say as he drives down Main Street, was there ever another restaurant where Jeff's is now? You're trying to be all cool about it. You can't imagine your dad would be particularly suspicious of anything of the question. But he furrows his eyebrows, and and this expression passes across his face, like a cloud floating across the sun. Yeah, I guess, he says. Suddenly, he seems super focused on the empty road. Yeah, someone mentioned something about a Freddy's arcade thing from like way back in the 80s. Dad takes a deep breath. Then he says, Yeah, in 1985, you were probably close to my age. Did you ever go to the arcade there? Why is Dad, who loves to talk so much, suddenly being super clammed up about everything? I liked arcades. I don't know if I went in 85. It closed around then, I think. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about what we want for dinner. The subject was officially changed, but you feel strange now. Why is Dad being all weird about it? You're pretty sure the arcade wasn't closed in 85 because you were just playing games there. Maybe he's talking about a different restaurant? You'll ask Chip and Mike about it tomorrow. Of course, time being relative means it takes forever for tomorrow to come because you want it to come so much. Remember when I said things out of context
Yeah.
are kind
That.
of funny?
Yeah.
Anyways,
I have
but
a suspicion that Dad is already Pit Rabbit.
Dad is already Pit Rabbit. I like it. I'm telling you, Pit Rabbit's your actual dad.
I have a feeling that's like. Well, no, never mind, because the end of the pit would have to grab him first. Never mind.
Oh, I thought you were being sarcastic.
No, I was being
Sorry.
serious. I was with how the
Sorry.
dad was acting. I was like, this has to be into the pit, and then remember, wait, into the pit grabs Dad first. Never mind. We actively
Yeah,
see him get
sorry.
swapped.
Yeah, sorry. I thought you were being sarcastic. I misjudged the
No, you're fine.
sarcasm. Anyway, but it finally does, and now you're back at Jeff's with your usual slice. He walks into the kitchen, and you are back up on your feet, but you pause. You still feel weird about Dad's behavior yesterday. Maybe you shouldn't go into the pit this time? But you have questions for your new friends, and it's just so nice to go to the arcade and have fun.
They said it.
Uh,
They said into the
huh?
pit. They said the thing.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Uh, okay, we got options, but they're kind of wordy options. So instead, I'm just going to say, are we going into the pit or are we not going into the pit?
Go into the pit. What were? What do you mean by their wording?
One says, Dad must have made a mistake, and anyways, he's always a bit weird. Do we go back into the pit, or Dad might be weird, but something tells you maybe it's best to avoid the pit today, and we decide against going. Those are the options.
We're going into the pit.
We're going into the
We're
pit.
gonna see a murder.
We're gonna see a murder. That's a lot of crows.
Yeah, totally what I
Okay.
mean by that.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. You're expecting all the sounds you've grown used to when you emerge in 1985, but what you are not expecting. Hold on. Hold on. You are expecting all the sounds you've grown used to when you emerge in 1985. What you are not expecting is noise.
Huh?
That sentence is not computing with my
That
brain.
yeah, that makes no sense because technically, when you would merge from the pit, there's technically noise going on because it's a whole
But we're
entire
used to,
pizzeria.
but we're, but we're used to sounds. What we're not used to is noise. And I think I don't know.
maybe
I
they
can't voice the way I can't voice the way that makes me feel inside.
maybe what they mean by noise is like not
Clamor,
normal, huh?
clamor,
Clamor.
clamor. Noise is clamor.
I see.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's not normal sounds. It's noise, or more noise than normal, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just gonna keep reading. This hurts my head.
That's fair.
Not not just any noise, but chaotic, panicked, horrifying
Okay, so
noise. Like
yeah, that's what I had been thinking. That's what it had meant.
yeah,
Sorry.
like a high-pitched alarm going off right by your ear, blinding you with a pain that's both physical but also something deeply profound in your gut. The screams hit you first, blood-curdling and like something out of a horror movie. The sound comes from all directions as your eyes focus on the chaos in front of you. No one is playing games, no one is eating food. Everyone is running around, calling out names, frantic in their searching for something or someone. There's a crowd building at the exit, and everyone is trying to get out, but making it impossible by pushing and shoving one another. That's why we don't panic when there's a fire. We walk in a orderly line down the stairs and outside.
Nobody ever listens to that though.
Shh, that's what fire drills at school were for.
Yeah.
Well, we never had a fire, so like,
Nah.
okay.
Yeah, we've never had a
Okay.
fire at our school either.
Yeah. A small child is a sobbing, snotty mess next to you in the ball pit, just sitting there, screaming his little lungs out. He's scooped up by his mom, who doesn't even seem to notice you. Where are Chip and Mike, and what's going on? You step out of the pit, stunned. Everyone around you is moving so quickly, it's like you're walking in slow motion. Everything is a whirl of sound and movement. Everything except one thing, one person, one thing? Question mark.
The
The person
rabbits.
in the yellow rabbit mascot costume is standing in the corner like always, perfectly still. The only stillness in the whole room. Even the animatronic band is still playing their happy little song, which with the hysteria and screaming in the room, just amps up their creep factor by 1,000. But not the yellow rabbit. It stands. It stares. Then it motions to you like it did yesterday. Okay, we got wordy options again, okay? Here's
Okay.
one of our wordy options. Maybe he knows what's going on. Maybe all this time he's had the answers you've been looking for. Are we following him? Or no, this is crazy. You will not enter this nightmare. This isn't your time to go. And now you're thinking that maybe this place did shut down in 1985. After all, that maybe Dad's weird reaction makes a lot of sense now. If something horrifying that caused all this chaos happened then. So are we following him or are we not following him?
I don't want to follow the pit rabbit.
Okay, we're not following the pit rabbit. You dive quickly back into the pit and decide to count down to about 100. That's amount. That's about the amount of time it felt like had passed when you did the first time. Then you pop up again, and thankfully you are back where you started. Okay, that was a crazy experience. Is the ball pit a time machine or a wormhole or something? You're okay not knowing the answer. You feel a huge sense of relief. Then suddenly you are grabbed from behind.
Oh.
You look down at your chest in time to see a pair of yellow fuzzy arms, like a person wearing a mascot costume. I lost my train of thought. Hold on. You only have a moment to process the thought when you are pulled deeper into the pit, into that infinite pool where it's tough to tell which way is up. You kick and try to pull yourself away from the arms, but they are tight around you, and you slowly surrender. You float in the pool of balls. That would make me gay. Sorry.
You're fine.
So I can't even read it with a straight face. I'm sorry. You float
I think
around.
you need to
You
go to
float.
bed. That sounds like tired giggles.
No, I'm not tired. I swear I'm not. It's just the sugar high. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
I'm not delirious. I'm not. Okay. Anyways, let me attempt for the 8th time to read this sentence, if I can. Hold on. You know what? You know what? You know what? The arms wrapped tightly around you. They never let go. You are now doomed to exist in the ball pit for all time. Okay, so we lost.
I see.
That's a game over.
Man, we have to follow Pit Rabbit this time.
Yeah. I gotta get back to where we were
How
first. Hold on.
how
I
dare
don't
they
even
make
know.
us continue the story?
Right.
It's a choose your own
Um,
adventure book, but yet we hardly get to make our own choices because we end up dead.
hey, we found an ending. We're gonna call it the ball pit ending.
The ball
The
ending.
pool, the pool of balls ending. All right, I gotta figure out. Hold on, I gotta figure this out. Um, choose a flashlight. Go over there. I'm scrolling all the way back. I found a familiar choice. We don't follow the rabbit the first time. He made a mistake. He's a bit weird. Go back into the pit. Okay, we're following the rabbit this time. Okay.
Okay.
The pool of balls. Ending was not for us.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You walked carefully across to the rabbit, partially in order to avoid the those are the same word. The manic panicked people tearing about the place like chickens with their heads cut off. And also partially because you have this weird feeling, this pull in your gut, like you were drawn to the rabbit. I'm aware of the effect I have on children.
That that doesn't sound right, Spring.
That's not what I meant. That isn't what I meant.
That doesn't sound right.
That isn't what I meant. Now I'm embarrassed for even saying those words out loud.
Anyways.
Isn't what I meant. I'm sorry. I am not a child murderer.
Uh-huh.
Um, it's
Pit Rabbit.
more it's more than just curiosity. It's a need to understand. And somehow the rabbit has the answers. It's always had the answers. That sounds like denial if I've ever heard it. Up close, the fur of the costume is even more matted and ratty than from afar. A stale smell wafts toward you, not just of years and years of body odor collecting in the fabric, but something more sinister, something otherworldly. No, that's ridiculous. It's just the smell of an unwashed mascot costume. And yet, the rabbit's eyes are cold and dead, and yet somehow they stare at you. You try to see the man in the suit. You look into the dark void of the rabbit's open mouth, but you are greeted with simply pitch blackness. It is the void. It is the night. The rabbit is the person. The person is the rabbit. You should leave. You should really go back into the pit. But as the rabbit turns to lead you through the back door, you follow it. You have a choice, or do you? No, we don't. We don't have a choice. That was me, sorry.
Yeah, no, I got you.
You follow it down a hallway, one of those industrial spaces that are so glaringly opposite of the fun and careful design of the public space. Just a hall of gray, walls, ceiling, floors. There is not a poster on the wall, some with public health and safety in mind, some with Freddy's band on them, advertising special birthday parties. You find the public health and safety ones way more enticing somehow. Ah, yes, wash your hands, children.
Remember the
You
5
come
rules
to.
of Freddy's. Don't poop on the floor.
Don't poop on the floor, everybody.
I forget all 5 rules. I think one's like don't scream, don't touch Freddy, don't poop on the floor, leave
Leave
before
before dark.
dark. And there's something
And
else.
stay close to your parents.
Yeah, and stay close to your parents. Man, I need to make the Spring Bonnie voice lines, and I need him to be reading off the rules.
Yes, that would be funny, actually.
And don't shit on the floor.
Pretty much.
Huh.
I need to take some time later to write the rules if Spring Bonnie were the one that came up with them.
Mm.
Okay, anyways. You come to another gray door. The rabbit opens it, then stands back. It wants you to go in first. That feels wrong somehow, and yet, dot. You go first. Your eyes adjust to the darkness. You're in a storage room. What's so interesting about that? You don't see the kids initially. The first thing you see is the party hats. You see their colorful, pointy shapes. In all the darkness and in all the gray, I cannot read today. and they draw you further into the room. A few more steps in, and that's when you see them. The kids wearing the hats, sitting there on the floor, propped up, lifeless, like dolls. Except they aren't dolls. Dolls. They are human kids, and they are all dead. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube?
Yeah,
Am I gonna get
I
banned?
don't.
Okay. The
I mean,
horror washes
I don't
over
know.
you. Huh? What? Huh?
I don't know. I know people censor. Well, I know there's some words that people censor out and stuff, but eh.
Well, I mean, some of the words that people censor out are like the word black nowadays
Yeah,
gets censored.
but it's like they even censor like dead, killed stuff like that because that's
Yeah.
sensitive or being insensitive and all that.
I don't know. Maybe it's the tism that I have, but it's not. I've never thought that's insensitive. Saying
No,
the
I
words,
never.
like
Neither have I.
especially in this setting, it's a fictional story with fictional children.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's my 2 cents.
I don't care. Like I don't
The
care.
horror.
You know what with what's said really because again people
I
censor the
know.
stupidest things.
I know you don't care about what I have to say.
That's not what I said.
I'm gonna dive into my pool of balls without you. Anyways, the horror washes over you, making you lightheaded and dizzy. You want to throw up. You want to scream. You need to run. We have choices. Woo! Did we charge past the rabbit and out of the room to see an exit door? Or wait, hold on. There are three options. I'm just gonna read what it says, even though I don't normally.
Mhm.
If you charge past the rabbit out of the room and see an exit door to your right, tap here. If you charge past the rabbit out of the room and back into the restaurant to get back to the ball pit as fast as you can, tap here. If you charge past the rabbit out of the room and then slow down when you are back in the restaurant, touch here. That is a recipe for disaster. What should we doing?
Yeah. Try to go back to the ball pit.
Back to the ball pit. We're jumping in the pool of balls. You rush you rush through the chaos and realize you are now running around and freaking out just as every other patron. How fun it is to fit in! Not now, sarcastic brain. You glance yeah, my bad. You glance over your shoulder, but the rabbit isn't coming after you. You aren't about to take any chances and actually speed up. You are full on sprinting toward the ball pit as if you are determined to get first prize in a race. You make it and dive into the you dive into it like it's a pool, just head first, even though you have no idea how deep it's going to be this time. Your
That would
hand grabs
hurt.
ow, bonk concussion.
Yeah.
Uh your hand grabs something small and solid as you reach down, pulling yourself into the pit. It's hard to see in the dark swirling colors, but you know you're supposed to look at it. Even in the panic and fear, something about this thing in your hand matters. You look at it closely. It's half a Freddy token, but this one is gold. Oh, we started with this. There's something in your memory that tells you you've heard of a gold token before, but you can't remember. This is ridiculous. Why are you worried about a stupid half piece of plastic? None of this is important right now. You need to get back to your time. You put the coin in your pocket. If you started the game with having you have a whole Freddy token. We have a whole
Nice.
Freddy token. Woo! You start your count to 100. I tap touch here. You finally emerge back in your time in the dusty ball pit of Jeff's. Oh, how blissful it is not to hear screaming, to smell the dank aroma, to feel the heavy weight of grease in the air. You're home, in your stupid, boring time. Maybe boring isn't such a bad thing. It's better than dead kids and chaos, that's for sure. Your wave of relief is quickly replaced by heated feeling of panic when you notice your dad walking around the restaurant booths looking for you. Shoot, he's early. Dad spots you and marches over. Oswald, what are you doing? I was just in the ball pit, which is pretty much the most obvious thing ever to say. Dad looks seriously annoyed. They love that word too, seriously.
Yeah.
I've been looking for you, calling your name and everything, and you've been hiding in a dirty old ball pit? Why would you waste my time like that? Okay, we have options.
Hmm.
No, you don't need this. Maybe if you go back into the pit, you'll come out at a different day when you can just play games again with your friends. Do we go back into the ball pit, or if you feel bad and climb out of the ball pit to face your dad's anger? Those are the options.
Climb out of the ball pit because no, if we go back in, we're probably gonna get killed.
There.
Into the Pit's going to be
Okay.
right at the entrance of the ball pit, grab us, and kill us.
Right. Okay. We pop out of the ball pit. We stand up in the ball pit as Dad marches over. What were you thinking hiding in that nasty old thing? He says. Didn't you hear me calling you? Sorry, I was distracted, you say as you climb out. Distracted is putting it mildly. Dad does not seem impressed by that excuse. He shakes his head at you. Pretty sure you were ignoring me. You haven't been very nice to me lately, and I don't think I deserved this. You really had me worried. Honestly, that's a fair response.
Yeah.
I don't think I deserved this is a fair response. You lower your eyes. You don't want to admit he's right, but he also has no idea what you've just been through in 1985, and you don't think you can control your emotions enough right now not to cry. Dad leans over the ball pit, examining it more closely. Look at how dirty this is. Your mother suddenly a pair of yellow arms launched through the balls. I can't do it.
Yeah, I thought you were an adult.
I'm not. I'm fine. We've been over this. I've only been active for 2 months.
Yeah, sure.
Leave me alone. William didn't. This is William's fault. Blame him.
You having problems
What was
talking?
I? Shut up. I found where I was, too. Suddenly, a pair of yellow arms launches through the balls and grabs Dad around his torso. It kills the seriousness. I wonder if Scott did that on purpose.
Probably. Comic
You
relief and
cry
all
out.
that.
Yeah. You cry out and leap back as Dad is pulled into the pit and completely submerged. There is chaos under the balls. God damn it. Anyways. And you see your dad kick out his leg, but then it falls back under. You finally snap out of your shock and quickly dive into the pit, pulling balls out of the way while trying to dig for him. He's in there someplace.
He's in the balls.
Has he been pulled into the past? Dad, you cry out.
No, he's
Dad, are
been
you
pulled into the
okay?
balls.
What? What?
It said, has he been pulled into the past? I was like, nah, he's been pulled into the balls.
You right. I mean, you right. A
You're
pair
welcome.
of ratty, large yellow ears emerges from the pit, followed by those eyes, dead and soulless. Those eyes you know way too well now. The rabbit mascot stares at you, the rest of its face and body still submerged. You stare back. Fear has got you in its grasp. It feels both cold and hot, and now you've forgotten how to breathe. You stumble back and grab onto the edge of the pit. The rabbit rises slowly, standing tall and looming over you. It stares out into the restaurant, and then, with a sudden sharp movement, it is staring down at you. Honestly, this sounds terrifying. I do not envy Ozzy at all.
Yeah.
You scramble backwards, pulling yourself over the edge of the pit and falling onto the floor. Your legs kicking out from under you as you try to get yourself to standing. I need a drink. I'm sorry, there's stuff in my throat. It's cold season.
His balls.
I don't need this. Why are you like this?
What? You would have said the same thing to me.
Sorry.
No day.
I'm only dying a little bit. It's fine. I'll just continue to drink my hot chocolate out of a tin can. Anyway. The rabbit walks toward you, stepping out of the ball pit easily. And it comes for you.
Stop laughing.
If you hadn't said something, I wouldn't be laughing. If you hadn't said something, I wouldn't be over here laughing. You know what? I think we need to do a drinking game.
I don't have alcohol, so
Well, get some orange juice then.
I don't have any orange juice.
Go get some water then. I know you've got water.
Nope, I don't have water. What's water?
I don't know, man. Get some freaking crackers then and eat a cracker.
I don't even have crackers.
I don't know what you want me to do. You've got to have something in your house.
Nope, I'm out of everything. I got oil. I got antifreeze.
Do it.
That would kill
Um,
me.
well, don't do that then. Actually, I learned about this in the Untold Stories of the ER show. If you do drink the antifreeze, you have to make sure you chase it with vodka because that'll cure it.
Okay then. I highly doubt
Anyways,
that, but
no. It actually does. That's one of the ways to negate the effects of antifreeze on your body. The
oh,
alcohol, the alcohol actually works as a temporary antidote if you don't have anything else.
I see.
So yeah, the more you know.
I still
No,
wouldn't
so
trust it.
if you ever drink antifreeze, just remember that I am not a doctor.
Yeah,
Anyways,
that's why I still wouldn't
no,
trust it.
no, but we do a shot every time something makes me crack up laughing and stop reading.
Yeah.
Anyways, where was I? You want to scream. You need to. At least yell for help. But you can't. You are now paralyzed with fear. You stop trying to stand. You just stare. The rabbit continues to loom over you. Then it extends its hand as if to help you up. You can't take it. You certainly don't want to take it. But you feel that familiar pull at your middle, and for some reason you take its hand. You are brought to standing. You now stare at each other, and finally you have the ability to speak. What did you do to my dad? The
We're
yellow
not
hand clamps
gonna
hard around
take
your.
it. Sorry.
What?
Just, oh, there. I forget what happened that made me think that. Sorry.
Oh, it is. Oh, he took you took his hand.
Okay, yeah. That's what it was, yeah.
Um, I see. Um, the yellow hand clamps hard around your wrist, and the rabbit turns and pulls you along behind him. You try to break free, but its grasp is too tight. Jeff emerges from the kitchen as you pass by the counter. See you later, guys, he says in his classic monotone, which I did not imitate very well. Does he not see the giant yellow rabbit kidnapping you? Next time I'll get you a slice to go. You turn to look at the ball
Fake
pit,
Jeff.
hoping Dad. Huh?
Fake Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. You right.
You stupid
Um.
bitch. Didn't give me a
uh.
free slice of pizza, sorry.
You you turn to look at the ball pit, hoping Dad has pulled himself out, but he's still in there somewhere. How can you just leave him behind? Well, it's not like you have much of a choice. You are dragged out of Jeff's and into the daylight. You flinch at how bright it is. The rabbit does too, releasing its grip slightly on your wrist. It hasn't totally let go, but maybe you can wiggle your hand through and escape? We have options. No, you can't. You have no idea what's going on, and you're scared any reaction will only make the rabbit angry. If we let it lead us into the car touch here, or this is your chance. If you break free from the rabbit's grip and run as fast as you can down the street, we tap over here.
Break
Where are we
free.
doing? Break free.
I
I did
want
not
to
look
break
to see.
free.
I did not look to see what page I was on for when it kills us.
Yeah.
Damn it. All right, where are we? Uh, you run as fast as you can away from the rabbit down the street, skidding as you quickly take the next corner. You're not exactly sure where you're running. Home? Maybe you can make it into Mom's working time. Or the police? You're in panic mode and know you need to get as much space between you and that thing as you can. There's a loud screech of tire on asphalt, and you look over your shoulder to see Dad's car following you fast, and the rabbit is in the driver's seat. He's gonna hit you with a car.
Yeah. You heard tires on
He said,
ass.
he said, "You stupid."
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, the rabbit is in the driver's seat. Crap! You run faster as the car chases you through town. The place is so empty. There are basically no witnesses, or at least no one seems interested in helping the kid being mowed down by the by the maniacal rabbit driving the car. You keep running and running, but you are getting tired, and there's no way you are faster than a car. You can't outrun a car. The car plows over you. He just hit you with the car.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow. That's an ending, all right.
Yeah. He really
But the
said,
game
you
did have
stupid
this book
bitch.
did have mercy on us, though.
Oh?
Sort of. We got in the car. Okay. We got in the car at some point. We're missing a chapter, but I'm not scrolling through this entire book to find where we were. We got in the car and now we're driving home. Okay, that's all you need to know.
Okay.
The light finally turns green, and you continue your journey. You realize as you go that the rabbit is taking the same route Dad always takes to get home. Wait, is it taking you back to your house? Why? And how does the rabbit know the way home? Just another question to add to the pile in your brain as he takes every correct turn and pulls up in front of your house. You thought for sure this was a classic kidnapping scenario, but does a kidnapper usually take a kid right to their own front door? To be fair, you have limited experience with kidnapping and definitely zero experience with yellow rabbit mascots who attack dads and drag you across town with them. You are led inside your home, and your cat, Jinx, wanders up in the way she always does. Like she doesn't care that you finally came home. She just happened to be passing by the front door the second you showed up. But instead of flopping onto her side for scratches, her tail turns pinecone poofy and she hisses at the rabbit, running away like you probably should have in the car. In a way, it makes you feel a bit more sane. The whole situation is seriously freaky. There's that word again.
Seriously?
Uh,
Or.
seriously, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It also makes you feel determined again to get out of it. I'm just gonna go to my room now, you explain to the rabbit, who just stares back at you, but it lets you go, and you dart up the stairs and into your room as fast as you can,
Jump out the
closing the
window!
door behind you. What?
Jump out the window!
You're alone and safe, for now. Time to set a plan, any plan, into motion. Okay, so you said we're jumping out the window?
Wait, is that actually an option?
Yeah, that's actually an option. We need to get away from the rabbit as fast as we can. If we go to the window and open it to escape, we can touch there. Or if you send your mom a text that it's an emergency, she has to come home right now, we can tap there.
Uh, the text, because I have a feeling if we jump out the window, we're gonna die.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure they're on. He's in a two-story house and his room's on upstairs.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna tap here, but then I'm going to go to the bathroom. So I'll be right back,
I
okay?
gotcha.
Sorry, I just drank a liter of hot chocolate.
No, you're fine.
Okay, but I'll be back. Give me a moment.
Yep. We are back.
Look, I'm back. I have returned from the fun,
Always
exciting
come back.
adventures. You stupid bitch.
Wow, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything to help.
Wow.
Okay, we just decided we are going to text your mom.
What?
Not to be confused with yo mama.
We.
Anyways, mom comes home 15 minutes later. You hear her open the front door and slam it shut. Okay, so maybe she isn't quite as calm as you thought she'd be. You're usually the only door slammer in the family. You wait in your room for her to appear, but it seems to take forever. For a second, you worry the rabbit has gotten her too, and you wonder, and you feel like such an idiot for not warning her about it in the text. But finally, after what feels like forever, she opens the door, and man, I am short of breath.
It happens.
Man, I got up, and we're just proving that I'm fat.
You're not fat.
I'm a little.
No.
Excuse me.
No die.
It's because it's winter, isn't it? It's because
It
it's
probably
winter.
is.
It's annoying. It's because the humidity is at 10% in this house, which is weird.
I see.
Um, but finally, after what feels like forever, she opens the door. Oswald, what's wrong? Her eyes are wide, and she looks almost like she's going to cry. Oh, that's not good. You definitely don't want to make her cry. But you also have to tell her the truth. She needs to know, as awful as it is. It's Dad. He's. How exactly do you explain it? The fear and panic you've been holding deep inside you is welling up, overwhelming you. It's hard to explain. What about Dad? He's gone, you finally eke out. What do you mean, gone? She reaches up and pushes your hair back from your forehead, and you realize then that you're a sweaty mess. He's at Jeff's. You can't explain it, but you have to. Honey, are you okay? Dad's here. I just saw him. He's taking a nap in our room. You don't fully understand what she said. It doesn't make sense. Dad is definitely not home. He's deep beneath the surface of a ball pit, maybe in the past, maybe dead. You know this for a fact. Or do you? You think hard to yourself. When would he have come home? You would have heard the front door, like when Mom came home, but also, why would she lie? Maybe you've just been so distracted that you missed it? Maybe. Now here's a thought. Maybe the rabbit thing wasn't real. Maybe it was Dad all along, just like Jeff implied. Maybe you are going crazy and just seeing rabbits everywhere. Same.
That's okay,
Now, not
Grandma. Let's check you back into the nursing
I
home.
am leaving. I'm leaving this call. Goodbye. I'm not that old. I've already had my daily dose of old. Earlier I was because our dear friend Mike was watching or talking about watching Fear the Walking Dead, right?
Mm.
And I watched it back when it was new on my flip phone. Okay, like back then,
Mm.
and and I was explaining to him that I had to pay per episode because streaming services weren't a thing yet.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you can guess what his response to that was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've had my daily dose of you're old for the day. I really did not need this.
Yeah. Which I think AMC is still like that, though. I think AMC is the only streaming service that you have to pay, like, per episode or something.
Well, yeah, but this wasn't a streaming service at all. I think it was Google Play Movies or something.
I gotcha. I thought you
Yeah, I
were...
think it was Google Play Movies.
Gotcha.
And
That
I
makes
had bought
sense.
and I had bought 4 or 5 episodes of it, but I just
Mm.
rented the other ones. So I didn't rewatch after like the fourth or fifth episode.
That's
I
fair.
only saw them once after that because I was renting because at that point I was poor and it was like $3 per rental. So
Yeah.
it was easier than the $9.99 per purchase to buy them.
Yeah.
Back in the good old days, back when that was a thing that people used to do, purchase
Yeah.
things, own your stuff. I would like to point out that I don't have those anymore because I don't have Google Play Movies.
Yeah. I mean,
So
it
I didn't
should...
own my stuff either.
Mm. Uh, did you use the same Gmail account as you do currently, or...
I think so. Pretty
It
sure.
it should be tied to your YouTube then. Because all
No,
my...
no, no, not Play Movies.
Yeah, your Google, wait, where did you get them again?
Google Play Movies.
Okay, so yeah, they should be
Not
tied.
music.
Yeah, no. They should be tied to your YouTube because a few of my movies I've bought off of Google Play Movies are tied to my YouTube.
I see.
Yeah,
I don't even know how we would go about finding those, but I will bug you about it
I
later
gotcha.
because now I feel mildly overwhelmed for no reason
I see
for
you.
the fourth time today. For the fourth time today.
I'm
So
sorry.
I'm going back to reading.
That's fair.
Not that that would be a good thing, but it would be better than something bad having happened to Dad. He's okay, you ask? He's home? Mom nods. She looks worried and now holds the back of her hand to her forehead. Does she think you're sick and have a fever? You're not sick, you're just, maybe actually. You think about 1985. You remember the screams. You remember the dead kids. You feel like it's a horrible nightmare, and maybe, well, maybe that's what it was. Maybe you fell asleep in the pit somehow, or maybe you're just imagining things. Maybe you actually do have some kind of fever. How about you get some rest? School starts tomorrow, and I think you might be overexerting yourself a bit today. School.
Bless
Yes,
you.
school does start tomorrow. How did the summer pass so quick? Well, 1985 helped. But was it real? Had any of it happened? You feel very tired suddenly. And even though you haven't had dinner yet, you really just want to go to bed. You nod. Yeah, okay, that's a good idea. Mom smiles at you. And Dad's really just napping in the other room? Dad's really just napping. This weight lifts off your chest, and even though you don't quite feel happy, the relief is enough to make you super sleepy. Mom leaves and you go to bed. You sleep through dinner and all the way to your alarm going off for school the next morning. You wake up feeling refreshed and feeling hopeful. 1985 seems like it was all just a bad dream. Plus, you are starving and can smell breakfast floating up from the kitchen. You practically skip downstairs and see Mom standing over some eggs and bacon frying on the stove. Nothing has ever looked more tasty in your life. Morning, you say. Morning, she replies. You look very well rested. I am. You turn with a grin to the table to find your seat, and there, in Dad's spot, holding Dad's paper with Dad's mug of coffee sitting beside him, is the yellow rabbit. Just sitting there. He's just standing there,
Menacingly.
menacingly.
Get out of there, SpongeBob.
You feel dizzy. You have to hold on to the top of your chair to steady yourself. Where's Dad? You ask. Fear grips at your throat, and you barely manage to get the words out. Well, what do you mean, silly? He's right there, says Mom, pointing to the rabbit with her spatula. She shakes her head and turns back to the bacon. Honestly, Oswald, this is getting a little much. I don't understand the missing dad game, but it's time for some breakfast and to get ready for school. Okay, we have choices. Woo! You don't know what to do. You only know deep in your gut that you have to play along. If you pretend the rabbit is dead, tap here, or this isn't a game. She has to understand. If you explain to her what happened and that that's the rabbit sitting there, tap touch here.
The second one.
The second one, oh my god, I'm gonna have to screenshot that picture and crop it right quick and send it to you. Hold
Oh,
on. I'm gonna have to like color it later or something. It's just a line art, but
I gotcha.
it looks like something. Here. I'm I'm working on it. This is the line art that we got with this. This
I
is
see.
um
That just looks, without the colors and stuff, that just looks like a bigger Bonnie.
it is a bigger Bonnie. I mean, what is Spring Bonnie if not a version of Bonnie, right?
Yeah, but like, that looks just like, uh, the FNAF movie Bonnie almost.
A little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. He just looks salty. He looks like he doesn't like the pancakes, is what he looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, you dare feed me these pancakes. All right, moving along. I know this isn't a game, you shout. You need her to understand. You point at the rabbit. That's not Dad. That's a giant yellow rabbit, and it hurt Dad. It did something bad to him. He's trapped in a ball pit in Jeff's pizzeria. Mom is staring at you like you are crazy, and maybe you are. Maybe the stuff in the pit didn't happen. Maybe 1985 didn't happen. But all you know is right now feels super real, and all you can do is deal with the situation in the moment. You know you sound crazy, but that's also part of the current situation you need to deal with. Uh, Sit down now, your mom orders. Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry. Sit down now, your mom orders. Sorry, I need to learn to read ahead.
Yeah, it happens.
Uh, the rabbit stands ominously. It stares at you. It raises its hand and points to you. You don't know what it means, but you know it's a threat. No! You pick up the closest thing to you, which happens to be a pancake from the stack, and throw it at the rabbit. Well, it's no wonder the rabbit doesn't like pancakes. The rabbit takes a step back and sits down hard on its chair. Oswald. You grab another pancake and another. The rabbit is distracted and seems almost as confused as you are. I mean, I guess I would be too if someone threw pancakes at me.
Yeah.
You run out of pancakes and take advantage of the moment of confusion to run like heck out of the kitchen, down the hall, and out of the house. You stand on the lawn, panting, freaking out. Now what? Do we run next door for help or do we just go to Jeff's?
Go to Jeff's.
Go to Jeff's. You race down the front path to the sidewalk and then run as fast as you can down the street. The houses blur in your peripheral vision as you feel a bit like a cartoon character running down an infinite hallway of repeating tables and paintings. This reminds me a lot. This particular couple of seconds reminds me a lot of in Sister Location when you're Mike wandering down the sidewalk and then you throw up.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it makes me think of.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for Into the Pit to get in the car and run us over again.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked.
It was like after I
Okay.
said to go to Jeff's, I just realized, wait, the car.
Yeah, he's not in the car this time though. It's no longer
Yet.
convenient, and there's someone watching. There's someone in the form of your mom watching him now.
That's true. My mom's there?
Okay. Yo, mama.
Wow.
Where's, where's Fred when we need him? House after house, lawn after lawn, hydrant after hydrant. Man, Jess is quite far away on foot. Your mind wanders to Dad. You can imagine him floating in a pool of infinite balls, laying there like a drowned man. His face drained of color, his lips purple and cold, all alone because of you. Dead because of you. No, no, you won't think like that. You shake your head and dart across the street. There's a loud screech, and you wheel around to see a car slamming to a stop just in front of you. You stare at the driver, a man in his 40s or so. He looks somehow familiar. I mean, it's not that unusual since you know almost everyone in this town, but this is different somehow. He leans his head out the driver's side window and says, "Get in." Okay, are we getting in or are we
Yes,
considering him a threat?
get in.
Get in.
I think I know who it is.
You aren't exactly sure why with everything else that's happened to you, but you are suddenly trusting some random stranger telling you to get in. But get in you do, and quickly close the passenger side door behind you. You turn to look at the man, and he's just staring at you. He has blonde hair, receding a bit at the temples, and a wary expression, like a man who's traveled the world a few times and not been happy with what he's seen. I felt that.
I know who it is.
The way he's looking at you is unnerving. Is it Henry?
It's Chip.
It's Chip. The way he's looking at you is unnerving, almost as unblinking as the rabbit. And you are not, and you are so not down for any more unblinking nonsense.
That's fair.
What, you ask? Maybe a bit more harshly than you intended, but who cares really? With everything else going on, a bit of directness and mistrust isn't such a bad thing. I mean, I've heard the stories, but to see you, it's proof, isn't it? As evidence. Okay, so this guy is either crazy or on something. Same. Nah, dude, not today. You turn to leave, and he grabs your arm. You instantly flinch, and he releases it, holding his hand up high in a kind of apologetic gesture. Ozman, it's me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to spook you. No one calls you Oz. No one except. You look at his face, lined, sunken cheeks, bags under the eyes, but beneath all that familiar look, that's something else, that gut instinct. None of this is making any sense when I'm reading it out loud. I am so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Chip? You say it and don't believe it. The man smiles. A tired smile, but a smile nonetheless. Yeah, man, it's me. Chip from 1985.
They
Chip
did.
with the fluffy big. Huh?
I was just gonna say they did the thing I always said they should have done.
Nice. Chip with the big fluffy hair and the toothy grin. There's some of that grin in his smile, hidden a bit, but there. You're old now, you say. Chip smiles wide and laughs. Well, now he looks so much like 1985, it's freaky. Yeah, it happens. You didn't age a bit. Well, yeah, this is like my time. You realize how that might sound, like gibberish. How best to explain? Okay, this is weird, but the ball pit's like a time machine, and I've been going to your time all summer. But really, it's been this time the whole time. Too much use of the word time, you think to yourself. because they don't say awesome or seriously a little too much. Chip nods. He doesn't seem weirded out by the story in the least. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the ball pit, but a lot of weird stuff happened back in '85, and there was some strange time jumping stuff too. I didn't experience it personally, but it was kind of a crazy summer for us back then. An awful summer. His expression grows dark, and you remember the dead kids in the back room and nod. You know what he's talking about. Other people time jumped? You ask instead, not wanting to discuss the horror. A couple kids in my time went back. I don't know if it was in the ball pit or something else, but yeah, it all makes sense. You sit in silence for a moment. Then you feel a sudden rush of realization flow over you like a wave. The rabbit. I'm running from the rabbit. That yellow mascot dude? Asked Chip right away. Oh wow, you don't even have to catch him up, it seems. Yeah, you're almost really, you're almost too relieved. It's, hum? Sorry, I thought my mom said something.
No, you're fine.
Uh, it's this feeling as if you've already rescued your dad and got rid of the rabbit, but none of that has happened yet. You can't relax yet. You need to still stay vigilant. Goodness, my phone charger just will not stay connected. And it keeps, when it does, a circle pops up and it blocks my vision, and I have to wait for it to go away before I can read again.
Yeah.
The rabbit hurt my dad, and now he's here somewhere in the ball pit at Jeff's. Jeff's is where Freddy's used to be, you explain. And meanwhile, the rabbit has taken over my dad's life, and I don't know what it wants, but I'm pretty sure it wants to kill me or something. It's freaky, and I don't know what's going on. Chip nods along to everything you're saying like he's heard it all before. His expression is serious and determined. That rabbit's bad news. I'm offended. I would never be bad news. This is someone else. It's clearly not me. I mean, have you met me?
Uh-huh.
I'm not bad news.
Uh-huh.
I'm not. I'm not bad news. Look at me.
So what
Look
happened
at
to
me.
those kids back in 85 then?
I didn't do it. What do you mean?
Uh-huh.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I would never. I am not a child murderer.
Uh-huh.
I'm not.
Uh-huh. Say that into the microphone, please.
I am not a child murderer.
We got him.
What?
Get him! Arrest him!
What? I didn't do it. I'm innocent. Khajiit is innocent of this crime.
You're not a Khajiit.
Khajiit is innocent of this crime.
You're not a Khajiit. You're a rabbit.
Khajiit is also frothing at the mouth a little bit. Hi, Mom. I'm not a child murderer, okay? Alright, good night, Mom. I'm assuming you're going to bed. I'm gonna try not to be concerned by that statement.
What did she say?
She said, who needs kids? Anyway, I'm going back to reading now.
I think your mom's
we're gonna
William.
delete the stream. We're gonna delete the stream after it airs, okay?
Oh, but why?
I'm not a child murderer, that's why.
Too late.
No.
Already got you in
Man,
cuffs.
now the FBI is gonna put me on a watch list, and that's what I've always wanted, and we can't
Yeah.
even have anything that I've ever wanted.
You're already on a watch list. Everyone is.
I guess they're gonna move me to a different watch list, and I'm comfy on the watch list that I'm on. I don't want to be moved to a new one. I'm comfy.
Too late.
Fine.
How many
Going back
shrooms
to
have we
reading now.
had that where you've said you're not a child murderer?
All of them, because I'm not a child murderer. I'm just saying. Anyway, trust me, we all. Oh, sorry, I should probably just restart that from the beginning so it makes sense. The rabbit's bad news. Trust me, we all know that. Totally believe it's done that. Not the first time it's time jumped either. No one's managed to destroy it. He takes a deep breath, then exhales. Not yet. It's terrifying. Oz, I've put together a team to take down the rabbit once and for all. We've been waiting for it to appear in town again, and well, it seems like it's now or never. We were meant to meet today. Will you join us and help end it? Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna sum this up and say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. Heck yes, you say. The drive is long and winding, and you leave your bleach dusty town for rolling hills of patchy yellow fields of dry dirt. Question mark. Uh, excuse me. The long hot summer has made its mark here too, and even though you're breathing in the artificial cold from the car AC vents, you can still smell that heavy heat in the air. Ah, so they're in Florida. Even though it's 40 degrees outside, it's actually 110 degrees outside in disguise. Uh, I'm unplugging my phone. The car skids a bit in the gravel as if it's on ice, and then settles into worn tracks that make for a slightly smoother ride. You don't say anything to Chirp this whole time. You don't know what to say. So, when you said you didn't really see movies, he says instead, I can't help but smile. Oh yeah, that was tough to think of movies from '85. I mean, it's weird. I actually do watch old movies. My dad. You stop then. Thinking about dad makes your stomach clench. Your dad? Question mark. Yeah, he likes old movies, but even older than 1985. You don't really feel like talking anymore. It's weird to think the '80s is old, says Chip. Not really. Well, yeah, not for you. But someday someone's gonna say now is old, and then you'll get it. Chip gives you a grin, but you're just feeling worse and worse. You feel like you've abandoned Dad, like anything could have happened to him, that anything could be happening to him. You think about you think about your fights and how you always say his taste in music is terrible, which feels like irrelevant news, but okay. Probably the same as what Chip is saying. Stuff was cool once, and now it isn't. And the stuff you like probably won't be cool someday. Not that you ever liked anything because it was cool anyway. And you do kind of like those old monster movies. Man, you feel like crap. Thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. The car turns down a driveway, long and winding, with pine trees flanking each side. At least these are green, unlike the other kinds of trees that seem ready for fall with brown and yellow leaves. You finally pull up to a large barn. Sorry, my nose is running. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's annoying me.
You're fine.
You finally pull up to a large barn, the kind that's one story and used more for tractor and other vehicle storage than for animals and hay. The white siding makes you squint, and as you step out of the car, you can smell that very familiar smell of cow manure. There are a few people milling about outside the entrance to the barn, and you notice a girl about your age. It's a relief to see a fellow kid. It's funny, up until just recently, you always thought of Chip as a kid. She clearly is also happy to see you and comes right over with a kind smile. Hi, she sticks out her hand. Hi, you say, and as you take it. Oz, this is Gabrielle, my daughter. Gabrielle, this is an old friend of mine, Oz. I mean, not that old. She smiles as she shakes my hand firmly and then releases it. Question marks here. Hold on. Yeah, it was speaking in second person where it was saying you,
I
and then
see.
it switched over to first person.
I see.
Okay. All right. It's gonna stay in first person too. So forgive me while I adjust. Um, long story, I say. Dad, I'm going to be late for school, she says, turning to Chip. Yeah, sorry, sweetie. Oz here held me up. I think you're going to have to skip today. Is that okay? Gabriel nods. I'd much rather help you out here anyways. I'd rather be a hero than just read about them. You notice that okay, it's back to second person. You notice then that she's carrying a big book with some kind of monster on the cover. That's my girl, says Chip. And it's so weird to think of him as a dad that you kind of want to laugh. But also, you know it isn't the right moment for that. Come on, let's get this meeting started. He looks over at some adults standing in the shade of the trees. Let's get going. They nod, and all of you head into the shadow. He reminds me of Nate.
Yeah.
Anyway, they nod, and all of you head into the shadow of the barn. There are a half dozen other adults already inside, sitting in some folding chairs and a bench along one wall. It doesn't look super organized or anything, but you're just happy you don't have to face this rabbit on your own anymore. You and Gabrielle choose a pair of old barrels to sit on, and you both sit there dangling your legs and waiting for something to happen. What's going on? You whisper to Gabrielle. We're just waiting for the leader. It's all good, she reassures you. Oh, I thought your dad was the leader. She shakes her head. As she does, a shadow materializes in the wide open barn doorway. First, just a pair of legs, then a torso, then a pair of tall ears. The rabbit walks inside. You want to make a run for it, and you wonder why everyone is still just sitting there like that. There it is, says Gabriel. Who? The leader, of course. Okay, we have options. Woo, sparkles. Uh, if we say, what are you talking about? That's the rabbit. Tap touch there. What is going on? If you sit there and stare, say nothing.
Uh, I don't know. Like,
We sit there and stare. I really want to know what's
yeah,
going on, and I don't really want to have to return back to here to
yeah.
do that. Okay, we
We
are 76. We are 76% in case this turns out to be a mistake.
gotcha. Because I was sitting here thinking it's gonna be Michael, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the a rabbit shows up. I was like, oh, never mind, it's not Michael.
Yeah,
Not Michael Afton, to be clear. Michael from Into the Pit.
yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Okay. You sit there in stunned silence as Chip greets the rabbit, giving its hand a hearty shake. You continue to sit as Chip starts the meeting with the rabbit standing right beside him. Tonight we head to Jeff's and make a final stand, Chip is saying, but you barely hear it because all you can do is stare at the rabbit. And the rabbit definitely stares right back. It appears smug, like it's won something. But it hasn't, you think to yourself. Not yet. There's a huge cheer from the gathered crowd, including Gabriel beside you, and you are quick to join in the applause. Everyone is up on their feet, now talking with one another, making plans for tonight, looking over maps and finalizing weapons. You see several spiked baseball bats, some rope, pitchforks, which makes sense seeing as you are in a barn, even if there are no animals. Chip is loading a rifle, which makes you feel uneasy. But none of it will do anything if the adults don't understand that the rabbit is among them, that is literally leading them. You need to talk to the you need to talk to the only other kid in the room. Come with me, you whisper to Gabrielle as you grab her sleeve. She looks confused and concerned, but follows you to a back corner behind a stack of oil drums. What's wrong? You're going to think I'm crazy, but your leader is the rabbit. You peer through a crack in the stack of drums to keep an eye on it. The rabbit is talking to a woman in a green tank top and camouflage pants. Or rather, she's talking to it. The rabbit is just standing and staring at her, expressionless. Gabriel joins you to peek. How do you know? Because it's dressed like a rabbit, you say. You look at her carefully. Does she seriously not see it? It looks like a man to me. You feel your heart sink. But everything my dad said about how clever the rabbit is, I wouldn't put it past it to disguise itself like this. It feels so good to be believed that you just want to give her a big hug, but that would be weird, considering you've only just met. I wonder why you can see it as its true self, she adds. You shake your head. I have no idea. Maybe it's because I time traveled. Time traveled? She looks seriously impressed. There's that word again. Um, yeah, that's how I met your dad. My dad?
That's how
Yeah,
I
we
met
met
your
in
mom.
85.
Sorry.
Yeah, we met in 85 when I time traveled. He said he was just a kid our age. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel like this is the time to explain all this. That's crazy. You shrug. It was weird when everything in your life is crazy. It all starts to feel normal. So, she says after nothing. After you say nothing, what should we do? If both of us take down the rabbit, tap here, or there's nothing to do, it's too risky. If it's better to just wait to see what happens, tap here.
uh,
Are we waiting? Or
I would say wait because I don't think those two alone could take out Pit Rabbit.
oh no, for sure not. We can't do anything. The adults won't believe us. Trust me, I've tried. I think we just have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully the rabbit will slip up, you say. It's unsatisfying, but you know it's the right thing. It's not like you can just take on this crazy rabbit by yourselves. And you are in a room with a bunch of adults and weapons. Surely at some point that might help. Yeah, and it would be dangerous. I mean, I'm not even supposed to be here. I was supposed to be at school, replies Gabriel. Yeah, me too. And for some reason, even though it's not the point of everything happening, you ask, so what school do you go to? We just moved, so today was going to be my first day, Westbrook Middle School. You can't help but laugh. That's my school. Oh, funny, I guess we would have met there, huh? You nod, and you wonder if in a different universe, if and you wonder if in a different universe, what would have happened if you'd met her as a friend during a normal day. They have got to learn how to punctuate.
Yeah.
There was not a comma to be seen in that entire sentence.
Yeah.
It makes it hard to read.
You know, uh, I was kind of disappointed with the book at first because I thought it was just gonna, be just into the pit again. I was just
Yeah,
sitting here getting more disappointed, and the second it did this with Chip, I was like, never mind, I'm excited.
no longer disappointed.
Yeah,
Woo!
I'm happy it's not just another just into the pit.
Yeah, me too. I was scared it was going to be, and I was actually starting to get a little bit bored with it because I assumed it was just going to be into the pit.
Yeah.
And I think it probably would have been if we'd taken a different route,
Oh yeah.
but
We
we
would.
chose to run off.
Yeah. Man, it's a good thing we chose that.
Yeah. Ready?
Mhm.
How weird normal seems now. Let's just wait it out and see what happens, you say. But let's make sure not to go anywhere alone. We don't want it to corner us or anything. I think we're safe as long as there are people around. Makes sense. So that's what you do. You make your way from your little hiding spot back out into the open. You're trying to be as chill as possible, just looking at everything everyone is doing. You wander over to the woman in green, and she looks down at the blueprints of Jeff's pizzeria like she's studying. You see the ball pit in the corner. That should be our primary focus, you say. She looks at you. That's where the rabbit comes from. There's a portal to another time. She just looks at you even harder. Just, trust me on that one, you say, and slowly back away from her. You see her turn back to the blueprints and make a mark on the spot you pointed out with a pen. Well, at least she's listening to you, even if she thinks you're crazy. You wander over to Chip and his weapons. You pick up a bat. It's weighed down with barbed wire wrapped around it. You're reminded how terrible you are at gym class. You okay?
Lucille.
She asks Chip. Huh?
Sorry, I just said Lucille. Negan's
Oh, I
bat.
see. Yeah. You okay? Asks Chip. A little nervous, honestly. You put down the bat. You pick up a length of rope. I don't want like a weapon or anything. And I wouldn't let you have one anyways. You can't help but laugh. It's weird you're acting like an adult with me. Protective, you know? Chip grimaces. I guess. Just remember, I didn't actually time travel. I've lived the last few decades in real time. I've grown up. There's something harsh in the way he says grown up, but you can't tell if he's telling you off uh or mad about getting older. Sorry, I wouldn't flip for some reason.
No, you're fine. Why
You
won't?
can't really tell what's going on at all anymore. Totally, you reply. You put down the rope and wander over to another group of adults sitting and talking in a small circle. Do you ever feel like you're like watching someone else playing a video game and they're just meandering from dialogue box to
Yeah.
dialogue box?
Why won't he tell Chip? Chip is supposed to be one of his best friends, and he's just not saying anything.
I don't know, man. I'm sure there's a reason. You put down the rope and wander over to another group of adults sitting and talking in a small circle. You feel safe keeping your back to the wall surrounded by adults. But you always keep an eye on the rabbit's whereabouts. You think it's probably doing likewise with you. Time passes and the sun starts to set. You can't believe you've been here all day. There's a shift in the energy then, and you sense the time is coming soon. Time for action. Woo! All right, everyone, let's do this, Chip announces loudly to the group. Everyone is up on their feet, finalizing plans and grabbing weapons. Gabriel runs over to you and looks at you with wide eyes. Yep, it's happening. What is happening? What will happen? That's a whole other question. Oz, Gabriel, you're with me, says Chip, approaching. You'll stay in the car. Dad, we can help, insists Gabriel, but you're not exactly upset to be left out of things. No, Gabriel. As you follow Chip to the car, you run a little to step in next to him. Hey, can you make sure you look for my dad? You ask. Chip nods. It's just, he's in the ball pit somewhere. It's bigger than you think it is, like a whole pool or maybe the size of a lake. You need to really search. Chip holds open the backseat door for you, and Gabriel hops in. He isn't making eye contact with you. Chip dude, you say. Chip looks down at you. Look down at you now. Please, my dad. He looks at you, and you don't exactly know what he's thinking. Finally, he nods. After we take care of the rabbit, we'll find your dad. Thanks. Now get in. He always sounds like a kidnapper, like he doesn't know how to tell someone to get in the car.
Yeah.
He's very blunt. Just get in the car.
Yeah.
You jump in beside Gabriel. The woman in the green tank top gets in the passenger seat up front, and Chip is in the driver's seat. Soon you are leading a caravan of cars and trucks down the twisting driveway. In the dark, every new bend in the road that materializes in the glow of the headlights feels like a threat, like something ready to jump out at you. You turn around in your seat and squint through the headlights of the car behind you. You can't make out much, but you can see the silhouette of the rabbit in the passenger seat. It's just sitting there, staring forward, like it
Menacingly.
always does.
Sorry.
You turn around again. You okay? Gabriel asks quietly. You nod, but you so aren't. You have a sinking feeling that this is all some kind of trap, that you are all doomed.
He's gonna
You arrive in
spring a
town.
trap. I'll let myself out.
Yeah, you do that. You arrive in town and pull up in front of Jeff's Pizza. The plan starts the moment the engine stops. Everyone barrels out of their cars and into Jeff's. Weapons raised. This just sounds like a riot. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. We know you're in there, Chip calls out. Walks inside after him. No, this is too much. This is too dangerous. You can't just let this happen. You fling open the passenger side door and race after Chip. Oz, you hear Gabriel cry. You know you're supposed to stay behind, but you have to do something, anything. You walk into the restaurant and see a very surprised Jeff standing behind the corner. He makes eye contact with you for a moment, and you don't know what to say. Jeff, get into the kitchen, orders Chip. Jeff just kind of stands there in his usual kind of way. Now, Chip turns and yells at him. That definitely sparks action in the pizza shop, and Jeff sprints into the kitchen. Where is it? Asks Ava in the green tank top. I was wondering, like, did they ever actually introduce her?
Huh.
Apparently the girl in the green tank top is called Ava. They didn't actually introduce her, and I was wondering who she was, because she seems important.
Yeah.
Where is it? Asks Ava in the green tank top. She's looking around, alert and holding her weapon in front of her. She must have some kind of army training or something. It's right there, you want to say as you watch the rabbit watch them. It's just standing there, over by its usual door, that stupid door the mascot loves to hover around, but they can't see it. You look around at everyone, willing someone, anyone, to notice the rabbit. Your eyes fall on the ball pit. Wait, what are you doing? You realize suddenly that this is your moment. Let them all hunt for the rabbit while you save Dad. You rush over to the ball pit and jump in without pause. You sink into the giant pool of balls, and suddenly somehow they feel oddly comforting. Very
Okay,
comforting
then.
balls. Okay. They are the one familiar thing in a day of insanity. Never mind, I'll keep that to myself. You reach around into the balls, trying to feel for Dad. Every sentence gets worse. It's getting harder and harder to keep composure.
That's what she said.
He's got to be here somewhere. He's got to be. I'm sorry, so sorry. I forgot. I missed the emphasis. He's got to be.
I see.
You feel something hard with your hand.
Spring. Keep it together.
This book is trying me.
Keep it together. Careful, SpongeBob. Careful,
me.
SpongeBob.
Excuse me. A shoe attached to a foot. You reach farther and attached to a leg, or is it? Sorry.
Spring. Keep
Um,
it together.
this is like this is like the climax to a porno novel.
Oh my god.
Sorry. It has to be Dad. You found him. There's a sudden blood-curdling scream, and you pull yourself out of the pit to see what happened. To your horror, the rabbit has attacked Chip, biting his head right off.
Oh.
Chip's body falls limp to the side. Ava screams again, and this time fires off her weapon, just as two men rush the rabbit from behind with baseball bats. The rabbit whirls and flails, and you stand up in the ball pit. You are overwhelmed by the chaos, and another shot rings out. Suddenly, you feel something warm spread across your middle, and you look down. You see blood, and you reach to hold your stomach. The blood oozes around your fingers. More shots fired, more chaos. You slip down into the pit. We just died.
Yep.
Nothing hurts. You lie back. You let the balls cover you for good.
Game
Okay.
over.
I gotta figure out where we go to, like, fix that.
Yeah, the second it said there was something warm around you, I was like, uh-oh, he got shot.
Yeah, he got shot. Yeah, I don't know where to... Trying to figure it out. Okay, we're in the realm of game overs. I'm gonna go back to, I think, 87%. If not 87, then 78. Yeah, it's 78%, I think. Let me verify.
I think so.
Yeah, okay, 78%. Hold on, let me go back over there. That'll at least get us close. If it wasn't 78, it was 76.
I think it was 78. I think I remember hearing 78.
Right. Hold on, I'm looking for it. I'm trying to find where we were.
No, I gotcha.
I don't recognize anything as 76 or 87.
Ooh, my legs.
Oh, I found a spot. Okay. I figured out where it was. Okay, let me see here. Wait, let me figure out where we go from here. Oh, that is a game over, and that is not where I was, apparently.
I see.
Oh, I see. I just spoiled myself.
Oh.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where we go from. I don't know. I'm just going to scroll until I see something familiar.
Okay.
Oh, we sit there and stare. That's what it was.
Mm.
Okay. I just hit the wrong one.
So, should we do, instead of the sit there and stare, should we do something else, or?
Yeah, we can both try to take down the rabbit, but I think it'll just kill us.
Yeah, because I think, we didn't have any other options, after that point, did we?
I don't think so. This is 83%, so keep that in mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna try both of us take down the rabbit, okay?
Okay.
We have to take down the rabbit. We can't let it manipulate all these people. Whatever it's planning, it's evil. I know that for sure. Wow, my fucking feelings. Ouch.
Hey, you just bit Chip's head off.
No, I didn't. That hasn't happened yet. That's in the future. Get it right.
But it still happens.
Look, if he wasn't food, his name wouldn't be Chip, okay?
Wow. Tell Ozzy that. And Chip. See how they feel about it.
Chip. Ozzy's name isn't Chip, okay? Ozzy isn't a food.
No, but
Ozzy's a singer.
Yeah, but what I had meant by that is, because that's Ozzy's friend.
Ozzy's friend with his food, then that just means he's vegan, and that's not my problem. Okay, I'm gonna read now. Okay.
Okay, gay rabbit.
Okay. What?
Nothing.
Yeah, you better say nothing.
Yep.
I agree, but how do we take it down? You look around the room from your hiding spot and see the rope on the ground with the other weapons. Maybe we can trap it, and then we can figure it out from there. Maybe if we tie it up, we can convince your dad and everyone else that this is the rabbit. It'll buy us some time at least.
Beat it like a
Yeah,
pinata.
beat him like a pinata. I wonder what he's full of. Yeah, that makes sense. Plus,
William.
I don't think I'm. He's full of William. Sorry, all I imagined was like a bunch of like Springtrap mystery minis falling out of the thing. Congrats, you spawned 100 more.
Yeah. You spawned 100
The
mini
real origin
versions.
story. The real origin story of In the Flesh.
Yeah.
Anyways, I need to read that story to you at some point.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to rub my eyeball, but once I rub my eyeball, then I
You're
can keep
rubbing your
reading.
balls.
I'm rubbing my balls. I'm rubbing it out for the homies.
Oh my god. The things
I
you
am a
say.
sane adult. I'm a sane adult, I swear.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that makes sense. Plus, I don't think I'm up for killing anyone. You agree. That's kind of a crazy thought. And even though this rabbit has killed a bunch of kids and done something terrible to your dad, you just don't think you're ready for that either. Maybe in self-defense, but even then, the idea of ending a life is super heavy, and just a bit too real for you to even contemplate this carefully. So let's get some rope, and then we need to find a moment when the rabbit is alone. But we'd better have the rope at the ready. Totally. You make your way from your little hiding spot back into the open. You're trying to be as chill as possible, just looking at everything everyone is doing. You wander over to the woman in green and look down at the blueprints of Jeff's pizza she is studying. You see the ball pit in the corner. That should be our primary focus, you say. Excuse me. She looks at you.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the rabbit comes from. I burped, thank you.
AC.
Don't yawn!
I didn't yawn.
You just said.
I didn't yawn, though.
You just said.
I was telling you not to yawn. I didn't yawn.
Well, the more you say yawn, the more likely I am to yawn. You know this. And so are you.
I don't know what you're talking
And
about.
that would be gay.
Wow.
And you're only a little bit gay, right?
Your mama.
See? Very gay.
Wow.
Just, trust me on that one, you say, and you slowly back away from her. You see her turn back to the blueprints and make a mark on the spot you were pointing out with a pen. I see that he copy-pasted this part from the other part.
Yeah.
You wander over to Chip and his weapons. You pick up a bat. It's weighed down with barbed wire wrapped around it. You're reminded of how terrible you are at gym class. This is still copy-pasted from the other side.
I guess not much changes here.
Yeah. You okay? Asked Chip. A little nervous, honestly. You put down the bat, pick up a length of rope. I don't want, like, a weapon or anything. And I wouldn't let you have one anyway. You can't help but laugh. It's weird to have you acting like an adult with me. Protective, you know? Yeah, I guess. Just remember, I didn't actually time travel. I've lived here the last few decades of my life in real time. I've grown up. There's something harsh in the way he says grown up, but you can't tell if he's mocking you or mad about getting older. You can't really tell what's going on at all anymore. Totally, you reply. You back off, but take the length of rope with you. You meet back up with Gabriel, who's managed to grab some duct tape. Awesome, you say. Hey look, it's that word again. You haven't heard it in a little while. Yeah, I figured duct tape is useful for all kinds of situations. Absolutely. You smile at each other. Now what? She asks. Now we wait. And that's exactly what you do. You wait and you watch until you're starting to feel a little bored. You understand why in the movies cops drink so much coffee on their stakeouts. You definitely need artificial help to stay vigilant when nothing is happening. But finally, you see the rabbit cross away from the group and head toward an exit on the side of the building. You nudge Gabriel, who nods back. The two of you stick to the shadows and creep along the edge of the barn, following it. You hold the rope so tight in your hands you can feel it scratching away skin on your palms. You can do this. You can do this, you say again a second time. You and you and Gabriel follow the rabbit outside to a small dirt courtyard. It's empty except for a few piles of bricks in the corner. I think the rabbit's going for the bricks and is aware it's being watched. It's my
Yeah,
theory.
is gonna pick one up, turn around, and chuck it at them.
Bonk. A bonk.
Yeah, he's gonna get a headshot on one of the two of them.
Oh, for sure. The rabbit's back is to you, and you wonder for a moment what it's thinking. Does it even think? No, stop it. You have to act. The time is now. Now, you shout like a fucking idiot. You rush the rabbit and aim for its lower half. It's too big to take down on your own, but if you can unbalance it and have it fall, well, that's a good start. You and Gabriel tackle the rabbit together, and it falls hard face first onto the ground. You quickly reach the rope around its neck, but the head suddenly turns 180 degrees to stare right back up at you, causing you to flinch. Okay, first of all, that's
How
terrifying.
how if that's William in the suit, how can it do that?
I am convinced that the kid is exaggerating because we're viewing this as the child,
Yeah.
and the child is experiencing some sort
Well,
of like
oh, yeah.
terror causing him to exaggerate. I'm convinced that's what the story is.
Yeah.
He's viewing him as a monster, even though maybe he's not actually.
Mhm.
Anyways. The brief moment sets you off balance, and suddenly the rabbit has overpowered the two of you, and you are now on the dust, and you are the ones now on the dusty ground. You lay there in horror as you see its jaw unhinge and its mouth open wide, producing a set of razor-sharp teeth. Okay, we died.
What? Oh my god. Okay, so is there a way we can? Was there anything else we could do when the rabbit first appeared?
I don't know. And I have to scroll a very long way to find out.
Yeah. I know we were just at 83. I remember that.
Yeah, if we both take down the rabbit or if we both do nothing.
Yeah.
Let me verify that doing nothing doesn't give us another little side option here.
Yeah.
I don't think it does. No, it does, because we could stay outside, couldn't we?
Oh.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
I lied. JK. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how far back we'll have to go to find out either.
Yeah. Is this a do it another time kind of thing?
Yeah, this is a do it another time kind of thing. I'll try and figure out because I think maybe the last actual choice that we had was when we met Chip.
Yeah.
But I'm not really sure.
I gotcha.
But this seems like a good stopping point
Mhm.
because we've been streaming for like 2 hours.
It was stand pan. I didn't. Sorry, I was reading that I'm missing a panel somewhere.
I see. Well, that's no good.
Ah, that panel. Well, yeah, I'll. Okay. I'll do that next
Okay.
stream and then go to Shrek Swamp after.
Okay.
Alright. We will see you guys another time.
Yeah, we will be back probably in a week, but I don't really know.
I gotcha.
Okay. All right. I will see y'all then.
Bye bye.
Whee!